Hi, I'm Heather. Welcome to class. Today I'm sharing an excerpt from a recently uploaded class in the Iyengar Practice Hub. That's my online video library. This is from Intermediate 307 and you'll find the link to the Iyengar Practice Hub in the description box below. I invite you to join me there for the full class, and certainly you can start your subscription with a 7-day free trial. Before we begin, if you find this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. Now, as we stand, we can move our headstand support out of the way, and we'll set for some hip opening poses. We're going to use the chair. So let's bring a chair and a bolster in. If you don't have a bolster, then you can use bricks and a blanket on top of your bricks. Basically, I'm wanting to raise the height of the seat. So I just want to show you first. If I'm sitting on my seat, my knees are around about the height of the hips. You could say the top of the knee there, the same height as the root of the thigh. I want the root of the thigh to be higher than the knees. So it can depend on the height of your chair and the length of your shins, but just to show you where we're headed, if we're doing simple cross legs like this, just with one leg, and your knee is significantly higher than the root of the thigh, that may cause the pelvis to move into a posterior tilt, which means it can be difficult to come into your forward bend. The back will round, the chest will drop. So to remedy that, we can all start sitting up on some height. Even if your hips are supple, just explore sitting up on some height. Now, as I said, if you haven't got a bolster, you can put a couple of bricks on your seat and then maybe just sit on the bricks, or put a blanket over your bricks just so that it's more comfortable. And then you see that the root of the thigh is sitting higher than the knee or knees. Then cross the right ankle over the left, and then we can start to lean forward. Now, as you lean forward, you can apply some weight. The right hand can press on that inner right knee, encouraging the external rotation of the thigh. Lengthen the chest forward, breastbone forward, shoulders roll back. Come up. Now this could be done to the wall. Swap your legs. So if you wanted to, you could certainly reach your hands forward to the wall, and that will most definitely help to keep your front body long. The thing about coming forward without the wall is the tendency for the chest to drop. So you can either use your forearm or your hand on that inner knee, encouraging the thigh to turn out. So we've got the external rotation of the thigh, and that asks the gluteal muscles to release, the hip to release. Shoulders roll back. Then come up, and we can leave the bolster there, but we're going to put a blanket on the handle of the chair so we've got some padding. And of course you can make the blanket even more bulky if you need more padding. You can just fold it in half there and put more bulk. But one thing to note, again, is the length of your legs relative to the height of the handle, but also relative to your hip mobility. If you were sitting in simple cross legs and your knee was really quite high, it was very challenging for you to come forward, you might want to stand up on a brick so that you're raising the height of your hips relative to the height of the handle. So you can see here the root of my thigh is about the same height as the handle. So when I say root of the thigh, referring to where the thigh bends, where that hip is, that hip crease, thigh crease. So standing up on a brick, of course, will elevate that point relative to the handle, and that may make it easier for you to come into this pose. And I'll demonstrate, of course, what we're going to do here. It's similar kind of hip work that we just did in that simple cross leg variation, I'm going to cross the right thigh over to the left side of me to then bring the leg up and externally rotate the leg as I bring the outer shin onto the handle. Now, it is a little bit different than simple cross legs because the shin is coming back in towards me on a diagonal. In a simple cross leg variation, which is what we were doing there, the shin's out more parallel to the chest. The problem with that is that the leg might slip. So bring it more into that slight diagonal so that you can find a comfortable position for the shin bone. And as I said, stand up on a brick if you need to. If you're shorter, if the legs are shorter relative to the height of the handle, or if your hip feels tight. But then we come forward. So you slide your hands down the handle. And yes, you can allow the spine to flex a little bit. Maybe you want to have more length on the front body. You press into the bolster and stretch your chest forward. Lengthen the chest forward so that there's not so much collapse on the front body. But the idea is to roll the pelvis forward over the right thigh bone so that you're feeling the stretch in the gluteal region, the outer hip. And then you can come up, take that right leg down and swap legs. So standing on the right leg, then you can cross the left leg over to the right side, and then as you pick the leg up, I'm holding the right ankle with my, left ankle with my right hand, and then I'm bringing the outer shin onto the chair. Now it's common that one hip is not as willing as the other. One hip's a bit tighter than the other. My left hip is a bit tighter than my right hip, so the knee doesn't release out and down as much on this side. And you've got to read your body, feel into the knees, do what you need to support the body. Then maybe this is enough. Maybe just standing here is already a strong stretch for you. But if you can come further into the pose, then maybe you can walk your hands down the handles, or maybe you bring your hands forward onto the bolster, lengthen the chest forward. Do your best to relax the left hip, the buttock muscles, and the inner thigh as well. The inner thigh is not being stretched, but it can grip sometimes in resistance to the stretch of the outer hip. And then when you're ready, you can come up and take that leg down. Let's put our chair and bolster to the side for now, and we'll keep our blanket. If you practice yoga, you probably already know this feeling. You want to practice at home, but without guidance, home practice can sometimes feel overwhelming. You need a sense of purpose, clarity, direction, structure, and often those things can be lacking when we're at home on our own. That's exactly why I created Iyengar Practice Hub. Hi, I'm Heather, a certified senior Iyengar yoga teacher with over 28 years of teaching experience. The Iyengar Practice Hub is an extensive online video library containing hundreds of Iyengar yoga classes designed to support you wherever you are in your practice and wherever your practice needs to go next. Each class is thoughtfully created, carefully sequenced, and grounded in the principles of the Iyengar method. Within the Iyengar method, we focus on precision in technique, which involves awareness of alignment and intelligent use of props. Timings or holdings of the poses for a specified length of time. Repetition, which builds strength, flexibility, and clarity in action. And sequencing, the way we work toward a posture, along with the way the whole class is designed. This isn't just a collection of videos, it's a structured, living resource you can return to again and again. All classes are organised into 20 clearly defined categories, making it easy to find exactly what you need, whether that's arm balances, standing poses, twists, forward bends, therapeutic classes, focus on hips, back bends, or restorative classes, to name a few. Within each category, you'll find enormous variety, so your practice never becomes repetitive or stale. Every class reflects creative, intelligent sequencing, designed to build awareness step by step, with the props being used strategically to support understanding, accessibility, and deeper action in the pose. This allows you to practice with confidence at home, knowing you're being guided with care, skill, and integrity. If you're a student, this hub becomes your personal practice companion, helping you stay consistent, inspired, and connected to your body. And if you're a teacher, the Iyengar Practice Hub is an invaluable teaching resource, offering fresh sequencing ideas, intelligent prop use, and new ways of approaching familiar poses. Over time, what this library really gives you is trust. Trust in your practice, trust in your choices, and a deeper relationship with yoga that supports you both on and off the mat. If you're ready to practice with clarity, structure, and inspiration, and you want a trusted resource that you can return to again and again, click below to join the Iyengar Practice Hub today. You'll get immediate access to hundreds of intelligently sequenced classes organised by category, so you can practice with confidence at home or draw inspiration into your teaching. Join now and begin practicing with purpose. For full-length classes, check out the Iyengar Practice Hub, heatherkitchenyoga.com. The link is in the description box below.